Producers is a musical comedy in the best sense of the word musical comedy. In fact, it's a real comedy musical.
I wanna be a producer with a hit show on Broadway. I wanna be a producer, lunch at Sardi's every day.
The Producers is really about one man's dream, which actually is equivalent to everyone's dream.
And it's based on the adventures of Bialystok and Bloom. Who is Bialystok? He's a scoundrel of a producer.
I used to be the king of old Broadway. The best of everything was mine to have each day. I always had the biggest hits, the biggest bathrooms at the Ritz. My showgirls had the biggest tits. I never was the pits in any way.
Who raises money by making love to many little old ladies on their way to the cemetery.
Hold me, touch me.
Just as soon as I shut the door.
No.
He meets this little caterpillar of an accountant.
In glancing at your books, I noticed in the columns marked...
48 seconds left. Hurry.
In
Hurry.
the columns marked monies received, there was discrepancy in the figures. I can't make the
28
figures...
seconds left. You're running out of time.
Leo comes up with an idea that you can make more money with a flop than you can with a hit.
Bialystok likes the idea a lot.
It's so simple. Step 1, we find the worst play ever written. Step 2, we hire the worst director in town. Step 3, I raise $2 million.
2?
Yes, 2. One for me, one for you. There's a lot of little old ladies out there. Step 4, we hire the worst actors in New York and open on Broadway. And before you can say step 5, we close on Broadway, take our $2 million, and go to Rio.
So for the audience, they really become Leo Bloom. They are taught how to become a Broadway producer.
Everything you've ever wanted is just waiting to be had. Beautiful girls wearing nothing but pearls, caressing you, undressing you, and driving you mad.
We worked for about a year and a half, almost 2 years on this, and in my living room, and Mel would become these different characters.
Strangely enough, I identify with Carmen Dia.
He would become Max Bialystok.
You'll see my name in lights again. I'll go from dark to brights again. My spirit's high as kites again. I'll never suffer slights again. I'll taste so sweet delights again.
Truthfully, I guess I'm everybody. I guess I am Bialystok and I am Bloom. One part of me is a rapscallion, lovable scoundrel.
It's a funny name for a play. Cash?
Yeah, so is the Iceman coming.
The other part is a frightened little accountant who would one day like to be a glorious butterfly.
Musical comedy has not been around for like the last decade because of these big epic musicals.
They're all great, they're all good, and they're all wonderful. But they're not funny. They're not funny.
I see a weathered old farmhouse with a white picket fence, and I'm running through fields of alfalfa with my collie Rex. No Rex, not on the alfalfa.
So I think when the Producers came on the scene, people were reminded what it was like to laugh.
Hitler, there was a painter. He could paint an entire apartment in one afternoon.
It's the most non-PC show you'll ever see.
There was a time when I was young and gay, but straight.
They also meet some very eccentric characters along the way.
I, for one, for instance, never realized that the Third Reich meant Germany.
Characters that are very familiar to those of us creating music.
Meet my set designer, Brian.
Leo Bloom, of course, falls in love with Ulla.
Then you got it. Show it.
Yeah.
Put your hidden treasures on display.
The idea of playing London is a dream you always have, and the question was, would a British audience like the show? Would they get it?
We thought it was amazing. Yeah, it was absolutely fantastic.
It's the best night I've had in the London Theatre ever.
I thought it was absolutely wonderful.
I would definitely recommend it. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. I was crying with laughter.
It's just sensational. It is just as good as people say.
Nothing's more rewarding than to deliver a song and dance in a scene and have an audience laugh so hard they're rolling in the aisles.
At one stage I looked around the theatre and everyone beside me was just smiling.
You hold your belly. You can't catch your breath, you laugh so much.
My tummy is sore.
The show has a lot. It's got everything.
I think it's wonderful.
Stunning.
Really, really enjoyable.
Too many words. You can't pick with me.
Absolutely brilliant.
Most enthusiastic audience I've ever seen, actually.
Cut.